Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about perspective. To be more specific, it's about 1-point perspective. I will be showing you a low angle point of view because I think it's interesting to look at. So for these 1-point perspective drawings, we just need to consider one vanishing point. So this vanishing point is the point where all the parallel lines meet. We have seen parallel train tracks seemingly meeting at some point far away. Perspective is the reason behind that. So the things that are close to our eyes will appear bigger, and obviously things far away will be way smaller in size. On Ibispaint X, the Radial Ruler tool is our weapon for perspective drawings. When we are trying to make a low angle drawing, we need to put the ruler somewhere up. I won't put the ruler exactly in the middle point of this canvas because I think asymmetrical things look more interesting than putting things in the middle. But if you prefer to make symmetrical drawings, you can of course do that. Now, I'm going to draw certain lines around it. Those lines are going to be the buildings. You can choose whatever position you want. I took a look at a reference picture, but you can also let your imagination run wild. Now I am going to connect all the top of the buildings using straight ruler and the polyline tool. Polyline is a really great tool. If you are trying to create buildings or anything that needs precision, you should obviously go for polyline. It's easy to change the position of those dots, and you don't have to worry about the lines going in the wrong direction because you can always fix it. Now that we have joined the dots, it looks like all these buildings are centered at a certain point. So this is why it is a 1-point perspective drawing. If I wished to make it complicated, I could have added more perspective points for different buildings. But in this case, 1 point is enough. Now, I'm going to refine the designs a little bit before I move on to making those windows. Always keep an eye to the perspective when you are fixing the designs, because if you make the angle a bit weird, everything is going to be ruined. It's time to add the windows. I wanted to keep things super simple, so I didn't go for a complicated window design. I just basically added straight lines. So you can create it just by simply using the radial ruler once again. But here's the problem. There's a chance that those lines won't be equally spaced. To solve that problem, we have another option. That is the array ruler. You can choose this option and then increase or decrease the numbers of rows and columns as per your wish. Then all you have to do is to draw the pattern inside the orange box, and it will be repeated on all the other blocks. All of the designs will be equally distanced this way. Like I told you, I have not done any fancy designs. I just made straight lines using polyline tool. You can create even more lines if you draw on the lower part of the ruler. It won't work the same way if you do it on the orange block because it's the beginning of the patterns. Now, what we are going to do is to use the Perspective Transform tool to fit the patterns the way it should be. If you want to make a lot more repetitions, then you can click on the horizon option. Then it will be all over the page. But don't worry, we can just use the lasso tool to remove all the unnecessary parts. You can also choose the inner option and increase the number of repeats, but the thing is, the number of repeats is limited there. Whereas the horizon or full option gives you the power of unlimited repetition. Now that we are done with this building, similarly we are going to create square blocks for a different one. I was thinking something is looking weird about this big building at the right side, so I fixed it using the Radial Ruler once again. So this is how it looks like after adding all those lines using the same process over and over. I cut them out because it's literally the same process. You can bring variations to your designs as you wish. I just wanted to keep it simple as I didn't want to overcomplicate this tutorial. Next, we will move on to the coloring process, which is most of the time just filling out the colors with bucket tool. But the tricky part is you have to correctly add all the reflections, lights and shadows. This is where a reference comes in handy. I decided to start off with black and white because I was not sure what kind of scene I wanted to portray. If you are wondering about how these lines are looking 3D, it's because I have used the bevel option, specifically the outer bevel option. There is a little sun when you turn on this option, so you can navigate it according to your light source to create the perfect shading. My very first thought was a red and dark sky where it feels like the world is going to end. I just love those kind of dark fantasies. But I was not sure how it would look like, so I thought of making it a night scene. I love to draw them. If you are one of my old viewers, then you would know I already have 2 night cityscape videos on my channel. But when I actually tried to make it, I did not like it. And it seemed like the colors were too complicated. I'm sure you can tell by the look of these clouds, it wasn't really supposed to be a sunny day. I have used the Cloud Brush 1 and 2 to create this effect. After finishing painting the cloud, I added that similar effect on the right side building because I wanted to show that the sky is being reflected on the glass windows. These are the details you need to consider when you are drawing stylish high-rise buildings. This will make your art stand out. It was supposed to be a moon, so I added those black spots. But by that point, my brain was so fried, so I just went for the very generic, peaceful daylight scene. But in the end, my OG idea actually happened, and you are going to see it in the bonus section. So I hope you wait and watch the full video. For the softer light and shadows, I have used pen fade and airbrush. So I changed the color of the sky by changing the hue, saturation and lightness. Did some changes to the color levels also to adjust the right blue color. Similarly, I changed all the grey colors of the buildings to make the colors close to blue. Because I have seen most of those stylish buildings have dark blue, light blue or silver color. Those black dots I added there to create the God rays effect. I must say I absolutely love this tool. It can create that lens flare effect very well. So this is our finished normal version. Now let's see how the alternate version turned out. Basically, what I did was change the color of the blue sky to a red one, then increased the contrast to make it look more dramatic. Then I duplicated the sky layer and put it on top of the building layers. I changed the layer mode to darken to create that effect of the red color on the entire scene. I also added the God rays effect here, but differently. So this is how I actually made my real plan work. For the final finishing touch, I added some black lines emerging from the source of the apocalypse and turned them into some kind of evil looking aura. I will let you guys judge which versions you prefer the most. I think you already know my personal preference here. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned how to create one-point perspective drawing from a low angle easily. Thank you for watching, and I will see you with a different perspective video real soon. Till then, take care.